Well, it is all over in Nelson Mandela Stadium. Le Uganda, Bafana Bafana 2, Uganda 0. Bafana Bafana 2, Uganda. We're coming into this game and we knew that from yesterday Bafana Bafana did qualify and Uganda also qualified. So we came in my qualifiers. Bafana Bafana performed exceptionally well. We saw a goal coming from Umurena and we also saw a goal coming from Tito Maswanganyi. Welcome to my views, my expressions. Please do subscribe, push share channel nabanye ukuthi sikhona see my views. Mina lami kama siboniso sizo owakumnikathi isibongo njengenjwayelo angihambi ngedwa. Ngiphethe mfana nolwazi msaypos.
Good evening Mzansi. I hope you are doing well. This is my views, my expressions. My name is Sipho Mapumulo. We are doing a review of match day 5 between Bafana Bafana and the Cranes of Uganda, which was held at the National Stadium of Uganda, named after Nelson Mandela.
Yeah, hey, waqoqa mnandi wena washaw black
nomdla. Siyabonga. Ukuzama. My views, my expressions usiphethe kahle.
Iyakhokha. Hey, wakhokha my views.
Asazi ngalapho.
Well, we just witnessed a beautiful game on a Friday afternoon. You will remember the games are Friday afternoon. We know them more especially like Maritzburg, Harry Gwala Stadium, Second Maritzburg United. Yo, Friday nights was the thing. I would drive from Durban and put on my Maritzburg just to watch and enjoy the atmosphere, irrespective of which team is playing. But we are not there. Namhlanje Bafana Bafana, Hugo Bros, knowing already that he had qualified but did not undermine this game. Everybody thought maybe now he's going to give other players the ones that don't usually play, but we saw him his usual starting 11. Yeah,
very experienced coach and very professional, and is keeping on showing that with the experience that he's had with us. The decisions that he makes or that he make are based on the experience that I think he's acquired over the years of his coaching career. And today was just another example where yesterday he got a message that we had already qualified, but he chose to go with his full strength squad, irrespective of the outcome between the two sides yesterday that are in our group, and solid performance from the boys.
But then what does that mean about those who don't usually play? Because like if I don't always get an opportunity to play because of maybe of the intensity of the games, but now it's a game where we are pretty much should be relaxed because we've already qualified. Why not play me?
Yeah, I think qualifying alone is one achievement. But once you've qualified, you now look at the pots. You know, when draws are made between the teams, the teams with high number of points, or those who topped their groups during the qualifications, gets to be drawn against the second teams from the qualifications group. And therefore, I think that was one of the things that were on top of Hugo Bruce's mind today. Not to say the other guys don't deserve to play, but I think he just wanted to be consistent and use his first 11 to get all the achievements and the targets that a qualifying team for the Nations League should get, which is to qualify, and to qualify in a manner that will put you in a pot that has more advantages. And I think he's trying to gather all those advantages.
Okay, you make that argument, but one may come and say, at this point in AFCON, as far as AFCON is concerned, we saw early January, we would say, a team or fishermen is the weakest team. Ubonile o Cape Verde, behamba beze becishe beyongena kuma semi-finals and the finals, and you saw like those small teams that we thought, like countries that we thought are just fishermen, but they are also playing well. So to be in a better or to finish on top during the qualifiers does not mean that you will get an easier team.
Not to say you'll get an easier team, but you'll get a lowerly ranked team, which doesn't mean that you'll have your way ease against them.
Yeah.
But you just have to stamp your authority and to put yourself in a more higher ranked place, because qualifiers have not been completed. But irrespective of whether you have already qualified, the CAF and FIFA rankings are still important for consideration, because they don't care if you are already qualified. If you are to lose two matches, that will have an effect on your rankings. That will have an effect on which pot are you going to be when it's come to the draws for the main event coming up.
Yeah, absolutely. Let us go to today's game. How did you make of the game?
I think it was a good game. Not much actions in the first half, because for us it was understandable. We were playing away, so we wanted just to absorb pressure and just make sure that we play the ball in right areas without any high intense, but just manage the game and ensure that you don't concede as many opportunities as possible.
Yeah.
And make sure that you keep position as much as possible, and you contain the opponent in a very good way.
Sure.
And then in the first half, that's why we didn't see a lot of chances. But Uganda, on the other hand, were not very pressing on us, and they didn't really try to force their way against us. Our backline remained intact, and we're playing very smoothly. I'm just wondering is this how Hugo Bruce has taken us far, where you see teams coming against us being very scared, even when they are playing at their own background. So I'm just wondering if this is the stage that we have arrived at, and if that's the case, the man deserves a lot of applause.
Well, and you speak about the manner in which we played. I remember we were speaking earlier off camera. You indicated that you felt like Uganda was a bit inferior, even though idlalele ekhaya. And as a result, that was also escalating to the fans as well, because the fans of Uganda,
there was no energy.
There was
full house.
They were
no
just
energy.
Down, and one would have expected, when we play in Egypt, irrespective whether it's a CAF Champions League or it's AFCON, but if a team is in Egypt, the Egyptians, they know how to show, hey Baba, you are here now, and we will make you scared. We will shout. We will do our things. But Uganda was just playing.
Yeah, I don't know, because I would have expected this type of display from maybe another opponent, not Uganda. The same Uganda that gave us hard time
when they were here
in Orlando a few months back. So I'm just wondering if maybe at the back of their minds they just said, okay, because they also have already qualified. They just said, okay, let's just honor the fixtures. But on the other hand, the mentality on our side was different.
Sure.
As we saw in the second half, the introduction of Tapelo Morena. And firstly Tapelo Morena, because I think he got an icebreaker there with the high pressing there, with the assistance of was it Mahopa there,
who pressed as well,
and Sqwembe.
Obas.
In stage game by game. And I have to exclusively mention him. He's becoming a very good number 6, and he's giving a lot of advantage to his teams, both Sundowns and Bafana Bafana, and we have to applaud him.
Sure.
So, and then we saw a goal from Umrena, which is a typical. I would say his team, normally gets those type of goals because they believe more on making sure that they mark the opponent from starting the ball from the back. And Uganda, I'm sure they don't do this against other teams where they will start the ball at the back, but for some reason today they tried to do it against a team that has a lot of players who have grown to this tradition of trying to win the games from taking the ball from the opponent when they started from the back, and they know that very well. Luatenga is a Sundowns goalkeeper who plays for Golden Arrows. He's trained with Sundowns. He knows the majority of those players. He understands the league that he's playing at. He's seen how teams have suffered against some of these players, but he continues to try and build the ball from the back.
Yeah.
I don't understand what he was trying to do.
Sure. And then second half, we saw the introduction of Rainers. Now, it's only two, but that was pretty much a clear-cut chance when there was a mistake at the back, the very same thing that you are talking about. And they just passed him the ball because they were under pressure from that high pressing. And then on the open net, he failed to put it on target.
Yeah.
We also saw Maswanganyi coming in, and then Maswanganyi registered his first national team goal.
Yeah, I think you hardly see Rainers missing from those type of areas, and I'm sure he's going to beat himself up even after the game. But I think he was relieved when he got a very beautiful assist for Tito Maswanganyi, who had a very good first touch and a great finishing. So
sure.
I think the guys that came off from the bench, they raised their hands. And to mention Tito Maswanganyi exclusively, I think I was very happy with his contribution today, considering the fact that we were playing away and at a fully packed away pitch.
Yeah.
But when he came on, he had very good touches and very good combinations, toppled by a very great finish from a very beautiful assist from Rainers.
Yeah. So this coming week, they are coming to South Africa, Sudan.
Yeah.
Do you think it's time we sikibela phezulu manje? It's like we've done the job now.
Yeah, but so our coach.
Can we enjoy the game?
Our coach is Hugo Bruce.
Can we enjoy the flair? We want to see the flair.
The thing is with that thing.
It's that thing, don't cheat.
Hey, sure.
The thing is with the flair, yeah.
Where is the advantage, man?
Yeah, so we can do it.
But I don't believe Hugo Bruce would allow his players to do that for some reason. Yeah, well,
what do you think could be the reasons?
Remain professional.
Is it not professional when you do the flair?
It has grown to be criticized by many people.
So, because you're criticizing it, so it's not professional?
Yeah. I think it was lentally I'm confused. Now we are chatting about some other things. I'm party. Hey, emva kalokho kuba sekubane inkulumo yabo.
And now we are busy about the elephant and the end.
Yabo, igcina sekuqubuka amanye ama-debates manje angenasidingo sesikhohlwa kwi-game indlela ukuthi yenzeka kanjani. So you rather just stick to our game plan. Siqhubeke ngendlela esenza ngayo mfethu. Maybe around 95 or 85 minutes ungaba nalo ma-touches ambalwa, but awukwazi ukuqala igame ngaleyo nto leyo.
Yeah. Well, you know what? We don't want any debate. We don't know anything about the debates, but what we know is that Bafana Bafana won today away from home by 2 goals to Uganda. And another thing that we know is that this is my views, my expressions. Ma ukuthi awukaze usubscribe. Yewona udlala ngathi
the fastest growing podcast in the
Durban, in KZN. Please do subscribe. Share utshele nabanye ukuthi sikhona si my views, my expressions. From mina umfana kamnika thukaphela uconze ujamani emaqoqo komende ehlangeni lo nswimpo. We are out of here.